The stars outside the observation window looked sharper than before, like shards of ice scattered across endless black glass. I stayed awake long after the ship's night cycle began, listening to the steady hum of the engines and the faint crackle of deep space radiation through the receivers. Silence in space is never true silence. It breathes, it whispers, it presses against your thoughts. And that night, the silence felt heavier than usual, as if something unseen had begun to follow us. We were 3 weeks beyond our last mapped star system, drifting into a region marked only by blank coordinates in the navigation charts. No probes had returned from this sector. No long-range scans showed anything but dust and darkness. Yet the sensors kept reporting anomalies, mild gravity fluctuations, soft bursts of electromagnetic waves, brief temperature spikes that disappeared before verification cycles could complete. Sarah called them ghost readings. Captain Hale called them environmental static. I called them warnings. I floated into the command deck before shift change, fastening my restraint straps near the navigation console. The forward glass sphere revealed nothing but darkness ahead, but a subtle distortion rippled across the star field, like heat haze in a desert sky. I magnified the feed, isolating the patch of space where the distortion shimmered. The software struggled, then froze for half a second. "That shouldn't happen," I whispered. Sarah drifted beside me, her eyes narrowing as the screen refreshed. "You're seeing it too." I nodded. "Something's bending the light out there." Captain Hale joined us moments later, eyes fixed forward. "Could be a micronebula. Ionized dust cloud." "But there's no particulate signature," Sarah replied. "No mass reading." We ran an active scan pulse. The wave expanded outward, invisible to the eye but clearly visible on the monitor, until it reached the distortion. The signal bent. Then it vanished. The bridge fell silent. "Nothing does that," Hale muttered. For the first time since launch, I detected uncertainty in his voice. Suddenly the proximity alarms flared low volume, not the sharp shriek of collision alerts but the subtle tone indicating magnetic interference. The ship shuddered slightly. Gravity flickered, a half-second of weightlessness followed by a disorienting artificial push that made everyone gasp for air. "Stabilizers," Hale barked. Sarah's hands flew over the controls. "Trying, but something is pulling at the outer hull. Weak, but directional." "Mass estimate?" I asked. She shook her head slowly. "Undefined. Not measurable." The distortion outside began to swirl inward like a cosmic whirlpool, compressing the starlight around it. Colors bled where there should be none, faint violets and blues shimmering at the event's edge. It was beautiful. Terrifying. I remembered the old training phrase, "If space ever looks like it's moving toward you, run, Hale," I said quietly. "We need to change course." He hesitated only a moment. All thrusters reversing, 20 degrees off vector. The engines roared, vibration traveling through the frame. For several agonizing seconds nothing changed. The distortion continued pulling forward, subtle but persistent, like invisible gravity tightening its grip. Then the ship lurched sideways, dragged free by raw engine thrust. The star field snapped back into normal geometry. Silence returned, except now it felt different. Thinner. Like a breath being held. Nobody spoke for nearly a full minute. "What the hell was that?" Sarah whispered. I leaned closer to the viewport, studying empty space where the anomaly had been. I don't know what it was, I finally replied, but I know what it wasn't. Both of them looked at me, it wasn't natural. We stored the sensor fragments we'd managed to record, tagging them for later deep analysis. The data was incomplete, warped spectral echoes, twisted spacetime signatures that no known models could explain. The computer classified the incident as a localized gravitational mirage. A term invented to hide ignorance, but that word did nothing to still the chill in my chest. Hours later, alone in the radio bay, I ran passive scans while dictating my personal log. The void is changing. I recorded quietly. Or maybe we're finally noticing what was always waiting. Something out here bends space not like an object, but like intent. As if the universe itself is flexing around a hidden thought. Static washed across my headset, then, a sound, not noise. Not interference, a rhythm, 3 faint pulses, evenly spaced. I froze, the signal repeated, 3 pulses again, and then stopped. I checked frequencies. No known source broadcast that pattern. No nearby spacecraft. No stellar background modulation could replicate such orderly timing. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. That's not random, I whispered. I replayed the sequence. Clean repetition. Perfect spacing. It was a call. The ship intercom crackled unexpectedly. Bridge to radio bay, Hale said. Rerouter just traced a transient signal echo, came from the same sector as the distortion. My throat went dry. You heard it too? Yes, he replied grimly. And we're not sure you'll like what we found. What's the vector origin? A pause, straight ahead. I removed the headset slowly. The silence no longer felt like absence, it felt like presence, and somewhere in the dark, something was trying to speak to us. The signal returned while most of the crew slept, 3 soft pulses again. Clean. Controlled. Deliberate. I sat alone at the radio console, dim lights casting long shadows across the equipment. The ship drifted in silent cruise mode, engines barely whispering through the hull. I didn't call the bridge at first. I needed to be sure I wasn't chasing another echo of the distortion. I isolated the frequency window, expanded the bandwidth, and rerouted it through the audio analyzer. The waveform appeared on the screen like a heartbeat, 3 peaks, a pause, 3 more, perfect repetition. I swallowed. Natural phenomena never behaved so neatly. I activated the recorder. This is mission log. Personal, I said into the mic, forcing calm into my voice. The signal persists. Structure is intentional. I strongly believe this is not a background fluctuation. The waveform shifted, the peak stretched, elongating, the rhythm changed, now the pulses were no longer even. They varied subtly in spacing, as if responding, adjusting. My breath caught. It's adapting, I whispered. The consoles around me suddenly flickered as power began redistributing through the ship, systems responding autonomously. The onboard AI had detected modulation, contact protocol engaged. I triggered the emergency channel. Bridge, you need to see this. Captain Hale arrived moments later. Sarah following close behind, still fastening her sleep harness. It's changing, I said before any questions could be asked. On cue, the waveform reshaped itself. Not pulses anymore, but layered oscillations, braided together like braided strands of light turned into sound. The analyzer lit up, pattern density rising. signal complexity climbing. It's learning, Sarah breathed. The ship emerged from cruise mode automatically, thrusters adjusting to stabilize relative position to the signal origin. Outside the viewport, the starfield once more began to warp, though more gradually this time. The distortion reappeared, but it was no longer chaotic, it was symmetrical. A ring of bent starlight formed in the void ahead, a perfect circle with nothing inside but pure darkness. Weapons offline. Hale asked. No weapon locks available, sir, Sarah replied. Target designation fails, there's no physical mass. The ring pulsed faintly, once, in exact synchronization with the audio signal. My skin prickled. It's a gateway, I said quietly. Or some kind of localized fold. A doorway? Hale asked. To where? Sarah whispered. Space shouldn't open. The signal peaked again, overlapping into harmonics. Data flooded in faster than our systems could translate it, and then, abruptly, silence. The waveform flatlined, the ring's glow dimmed, a lull, deep enough to hear heartbeats. Suddenly the radio crackled with something new, not pulses, not distortion, a voice. It wasn't speaking any human language, but it wasn't noise either. The tone slid upward then downward in smooth contours, weaving together like layered harmonies sung by a chorus of unseen throats. The analyzer hurried to construct pattern mapping, but raw sound reached our ears first. It was beautiful, and terrifying. What is that? Sarah asked softly. Hale whispered without taking his eyes off the viewport, we're not alone. The voice repeated, this time slower, clearer. The tones arranged themselves into something structured, evolving toward syllables. Then the translation software chimed faintly. Fragments appeared on screen. We listened, nobody moved. The voice rose again, sharper now, resonance doubling. You travel far. Sarah clutched the side rail to balance herself. They're translating into us, she murmured. Not the other way around. The final phrase appeared trembling across the display. You are not lost. A chill rippled down my spine. If we weren't lost, then we were expected. Captain Hale stepped forward, voice barely steady. Open channel reply. Drifting slightly trembling, I keyed the mic. This is the exploratory vessel Horizon 1 of Earth. We receive your signal. Who is speaking? A pause, long enough that doubt surged back into my chest. Then the voice returned, harmonies rearranged into tones eerily resembling human speech cadence. We are the keepers between spaces. The translation lagged, then words assembled. We guard the passages of the old dark. I glanced at Hale. He looked as shaken as I felt. What passages? I asked. The paths between dying worlds, Sarah whispered. They mean evacuation paths. Migration corridors. The entity spoke again. Your star is young. Your kind is early. You should not be here yet. The words hit harder than any threat. Yet? Hale asked aloud. Your course crosses the final zones. The ring ahead brightened once more, deeper now, blues burning into violet. Beyond this gate, only silence returns. My pulse spiked. The voice continued, softer. Turn back, or suffer the call of the void. What is the call? I asked. Silence followed. Then, the end that speaks to those who drift too far. The phrase echoed hauntingly through the bridge. The distortion expanded, the circular gate widening just enough to show movement, not light, shadow, massive shapes shifting within a region where space itself bent like liquid glass. Hale whispered, whatever that is. Even they're afraid of it. The keeper's voice rose urgently. "Your path draws their notice." Sarah stared at the swelling shadows beyond the ring. "Who's they?" The signal stuttered violently, harmony fracturing into noisy overlap. "We cannot hold the veil much longer." The ring flared brighter. "Decide now." The gate pulsed ominously. The stars trembled around our hull. Captain Hale turned toward me, eyes burning with the weight of command. "We came to explore," he said quietly. "But some doors," he added, "once opened, never close." The silence thickened as the decision hung between us, turning all of space into a breath held on the brink of eternity. No one spoke for several seconds after the keeper's warning faded into static. The gate remained ahead of us, a luminous ring suspended in space, vibrating as though the vacuum itself were straining to hold its shape. Shadows moved behind the veil, massive and slow, turning soundless darkness into something alive. Captain Hale broke the silence, thrusters full reverse. The engines roared, but the ship didn't move. "Vector locked," Sarah reported, panic rising into her tone. "We can't pull away, something's anchoring our gravity." I gripped the console. "They warned us. The call is already active." The ring pulsed, once, and the universe folded. There was no acceleration. No sense of speed, just sudden displacement. Space inverted itself like a mirror being turned inside out. Stars stretched into white threads, collapsing inward toward a single vanishing point. Light warped around our hull, not streaking, but coiling like liquid energy drawn toward the gate's core. Then, everything snapped to stillness. We drifted, not in familiar star space. We hovered inside an impossible corridor of dim blue glow, walls made of curved spacetime itself, not solid, not empty, bending around us like glass tunnels woven from gravity. The stars were gone, in their place. Depthless void, layered with shimmering currents of luminescent dust flowing like cosmic rivers through the black. Sarah whispered in awe, "We're no longer in normal space." The sensors screamed, distance units failed, coordinates returned null values, no cosmic background radiation. No galactic reference points. "I can't triangulate anything," I said. "We're outside the mapped universe." "This must be what the keepers meant," Hale murmured. "The passages between dying worlds." The radio crackled, not with voices, but whispers layered atop each other, hundreds overlapping like distant echoes. They weren't sound waves, they were mental impressions, thought resonance. I felt them brush the edges of my mind, fragments of emotions that weren't mine, loneliness, awe, and something else, an ancient hunger. Sarah collapsed into a seat, eyes wide. "Do you hear that inside your head?" I nodded. "It's not coming through the speakers." The whispers synchronized into a low harmonic pulse, beating like the heart of a sleeping giant. And then something began to move inside the corridor. A distortion in the distant glow thickened, rising upward like a shape extracting itself from the fabric of spacetime. Not organic, not mechanical, a skeletal geometry composed of flowing darkness, outlined by faint, pulsing light. It had no eyes, yet I felt its awareness settle directly on us, a cosmic observer, a listener of the void. The radio burst alive, the keeper's voice fractured through the interference. "You have been seen," Sarah whispered. "Seen by what?" "The ones who drink the last light." My stomach dropped, the being ahead expanded, folding into a silhouette bigger than our ship, larger than any living structure we had encountered. The whispers inside our minds intensified. Suddenly the ship lurched, not from gravity, but from attention. "Something's locking onto our consciousness itself," I gasped. "Incoming electromagnetic imprinting." Sarah shouted. Unknown waveform linking directly to neural activity. Everyone clutched their heads as thoughts began to bleed together, memories surfacing unbidden in the shared psychic field. I saw flashes not my own, alien skies collapsing into cold darkness, worlds burning out like drowned suns, civilizations screaming silently as the stars around them dimmed. This being was a witness to extinction, or worse, its cause. The keepers screamed over the channel. They feed on intelligent signals. Your thoughts are a beacon, Captain Hale slammed the manual override. Kill internal transmissions. Brainwave synchronizers offline. Sarah severed Neuralink telemetry systems, but the psychic pressure only spiked. The void entity glided closer, movements independent of physics, approaching not our hull, but our minds. I felt it probe my thoughts, peeling memory layers open. It wasn't hostile. It was curious, like a predator considering a strange and rare prey. I shouted through clenched teeth, "The gate. Can we reopen the gate?" Hale roared, powering all reactors to distortion harmonic match. The ship groaned as energy surged toward the displacement engines, matching the resonance that had formed the original gateway. The corridor around us began to tremble, the shadow being recoiled suddenly, not in fear, but irritation, as the space-time fabric resisted its presence. The keeper's voice returned. Now, Sarah locked the frequency. The gate reformed behind us, a blazing fissure of starlight tearing our corridor open. The whispers roared intolerably loud. Then, we were expelled. Reality snapped violently back into place. Stars returned in a blinding flash. Our ship hurled clear of the gate, tumbling uncontrolled through open space until stabilization thrusters fired desperately. The ring closed behind us like a dying halo. Silence returned, heavy and suffocating. Everyone sat frozen, breaths ragged. No psychic pressure, no whispers, just the empty dark. Sarah checked neurological readings. We're intact, but the ship recorded no physical traces of that entity. It never touched us physically, it touched our minds, Captain Hale whispered. So many voices. So many dead worlds. I stared into the starfield ahead. The universe no longer felt silent, it felt watched, and somewhere beyond our reality, something had learned that we exist. We didn't celebrate survival. No one even smiled. We simply sat in the command deck, breathing, listening to the fragile comfort of familiar engine noise. Outside the forward window, normal space stretched endless and dark once more. Stars glittered like distant punctuation marks. Yet after what we had seen, the cosmos no longer felt empty, it felt inhabited, and not by anything that welcomed visitors. Sarah began the first diagnostic sweep. All core systems stable. No hull breach. But something's wrong with our long-range sensors. What kind of wrong? Hale asked quietly. They're detecting reflections. Echoes beyond standard electromagnetic response. I leaned closer to her monitor. A faint halo-shaped pattern appeared behind our plotted position, not exactly following us, but slightly offset, like a mirrored shadow. That wasn't there before, I murmured. No, Sarah said, voice tight. And it shouldn't exist at all. We cross-checked the data from the gate incident. Neural telemetry logs showed foreign resonance traces still lingering inside the ship's signal architecture, faint thought frequency echoes, too ordered to be residual noise. We had been imprinted, something copied our mental waveform signatures, I whispered. Hale's jaw tightened. You're saying that thing knows who we are. And where we are, Sarah added. At that exact moment, the navigation console chimed, a passive proximity alert. Not physical, but dimensional drift detection, there's a phase anomaly forming 1,000 kilometers astern. Hale looked up sharply. That's not possible. Nothing should be able to reopen the corridor so soon. The stars behind us warped, a thin shimmer slid into view, barely perceptible, a bruise in the fabric of space itself. My throat closed. They followed us. Sarah rushed through emergency calculations. Not directly. It's tracking the resonance we carry, like following a psychic wake. The shimmer grew thicker, within it, faint silhouettes twisted, fragmented echoes of the void presence we had encountered inside the passage corridor. They weren't fully here, yet. Hale slammed his command rail. Full thrust forward. Gina, punch us toward the Helios drift, maximum burn. The engines thundered to full output, hurling the horizon forward at speeds approaching safe limit vectors. Artificial gravity faltered briefly as acceleration pressed into our bodies. The shimmer behind us elongated. It was chasing, not by speed, by proximity to our resonance. The faster we go, Sarah shouted, the brighter our neural signal becomes. We're making ourselves even more visible. Then what do we do? Hale demanded. I glanced at the log data from the keepers. Their transmission had hinted at survival protocols. They feed on intelligent signals. Your thoughts are a beacon. What if we stop transmitting ourselves? I said suddenly. Both of them stared. Cut conscious resonance projection, I continued. Induce deep phase neural dampening. Essentially. Turn part of our minds off. Sarah blinked. Artificial hibernation. On command, not sleep, but suppression of high-intensity brainwave output. Hale hesitated. That's dangerous. So is being eaten by cosmic thought parasites, I replied. He nodded grimly. Make it happen. Sarah initiated sequence alpha drown, coolant lines rerouted into medbay neural suppression coils. Subtle sedative fields activated throughout the ship, bathing crew compartments in soft blue haze. My consciousness felt heavy instantly, thoughts slowing, emotions dimming, the shimmer behind us flickered. Signal densities dropping, Sarah murmured. They're losing our trail. But the shadow distorted violently, as if straining to maintain lock. Suddenly the ship shuddered, a psychic impact slammed into the bridge, not physical force, but a crushing mental pressure, like standing beneath a collapsing mountain made of memory and fear. Voices screamed inside my head, not their voices, our own, echoes of past thoughts, fears, regrets, weaponized and reflected back at us. I fell to one knee. They're probing manually. I gasped. Trying to drag our signal back into phase. Hale clenched his teeth and forced himself upright. Sarah, overload the dampening coils, push us below perceptual thresholds. Doing it now. The coils surged, flooding the ship with an intensified neural blanket. The pressure lifted abruptly, replaced by vast emptiness. The shimmer behind us convulsed, lost. Then collapsed into nothingness. The stars stabilized, no distortion, no shadow, just motionless endless dark. Rain of sweat coated my face. Did we hide successfully? Sarah whispered. Yes, I said, though I wasn't certain. We cut ourselves off, temporarily. Hale stared into space. But suppression isn't permanent. We can't spend the rest of our lives half unconscious. And if we wake up fully, Sarah added, they'll detect us again. I finished. Silence settled heavily on the bridge. We'd fled the hunters, but now we carried a curse, We could no longer exist normally without announcing ourselves to something ancient that preyed upon awareness itself. Hale finally spoke. "Find me a solution," he said quietly, "because right now, mankind isn't exploring the stars anymore." He looked back at the place where the shimmer had vanished. "We're hiding from them." We drifted in suppression mode for 37 hours. No music, no idle chatter, only minimal speech for navigation adjustments. Whispers passed between systems operators like fugitives afraid of being overheard by the universe itself. Artificial neural dampening blurred the edges of awareness. Thoughts came slower, emotions flattened, dreams slid into half-conscious murmurs. It was safe, Sarah insisted, but safe felt disturbingly close to not being alive at all. I hated it. Exploration wasn't meant to be lived in mental shadows. Captain Hale stood at the forward viewport, unmoving, eyes reflecting starlight. "Plot course update," he said quietly. Sarah hesitated. "We can't navigate further blind. We'll eventually run out of mapped sectors." "We received a final overlay from the keepers," I reminded her. Before the corridor collapsed, there was a data imprint buried beneath the warning stream. I brought the fragment up, a ghost star map unfolded on our screens, coordinates weaving through dead zones of collapsed spacetime. "Those paths aren't stellar routes," Sarah realized. "They're sheltered folds. Natural stealth corridors." "The Keeper's Sanctuary," Hale whispered. The map traced a long spiral into the reaches of interstellar void that our charts labeled simply, "Unpassable Gradient Zone, Any Gravitational Storm Data?" Hale asked. I shook my head. "No stars. No radiation pulsars. No reference anchors. That's what makes it safe. And what makes pilots hated," Sarah added grimly. "We slowly release suppression fields to recover conscious processing while keeping our emotional output low." It felt like emerging from underwater, mental clarity snapping back painfully sharp. We drifted in suppression mode for 37 hours, no music, no idle chatter, only minimal speech for navigation adjustments. Whispers passed between systems operators like fugitives afraid of being overheard by the universe itself. Artificial neural dampening blurred the edges of awareness. Thoughts came slower, emotions flattened, dreams slid into half-conscious murmurs. It was safe, Sarah insisted, but safe felt disturbingly close to not being alive at all. I hated it. Exploration wasn't meant to be lived in mental shadows. Captain Hale stood at the forward viewport, unmoving, eyes reflecting starlight. "Plot course update," he said quietly. Sarah hesitated. "We can't navigate further blind. We'll eventually run out of mapped sectors." "We received a final overlay from the keepers," I reminded her. Before the corridor collapsed, there was a data imprint buried beneath the warning stream. I brought the fragment up, a ghost star map unfolded on our screens, coordinates weaving through dead zones of collapsed spacetime. "Those paths aren't stellar routes," Sarah realized. "They're sheltered folds. Natural stealth corridors." "The Keeper's Sanctuary," Hale whispered. The map traced a long spiral into the reaches of interstellar void that our charts labeled simply, "Unpassable Gradient Zone, Any Gravitational Storm Data?" Hale asked. I shook my head. "No stars. No radiation pulsars. No reference anchors. That's what makes it safe. And what makes pilots hated," Sarah added grimly. "We slowly release suppression fields to recover conscious processing while keeping our emotional output low." It felt like emerging from underwater, mental clarity snapping back painfully sharp. "Because we learned to quiet our thoughts, to exist without shouting into space," Sarah frowned. "You suppress yourselves permanently. We sing only when necessary." A new pattern blossomed. Demonstration. The keepers modulated their presence, oscillating awareness output downward until their mental signatures nearly vanished. "They're doing conscious cloaking," I whispered. "All surviving civilizations adapted. most failed, a hollow array ignited between us, world after world appeared, planets bathed in no starlight, civilizations frozen mid-architecture, ships broken across orbit lines, extinction on cosmic scale. The caller entities had consumed entire species, not physically. Not through war, but through perceptual absorption. Minds drained until populations became hollow biological shells or descended into madness. They don't annihilate, Sarah murmured. They erase selfhood. Hale closed his eyes. So either we silence our minds forever, or humanity gets hunted to extinction. Or becomes something else. I looked up sharply. What do you mean? The sanctuary dimmed slightly, the keeper's tone changing. Our origin was as flesh, we transitioned, beyond physical limits, beyond the caller's interest, you evolved out of material biology. I asked, we became pure consciousness patterns, Sarah whispered in awe, they transcended. But humans can't do that. Hale argued, not yet, but the seed exists, a pulse surged through the chamber, a star-shaped mathematical lattice projected itself into space, neural evolution modeling, showing a slow shift from biological processing toward quantum bright-mind architecture. Your destiny is not flight, it is ascension. The words shook me. Humanity wasn't meant to hide among stars, it was meant to outgrow physical vulnerability entirely. The keeper's presence dimmed delicately. You now carry our final bequest. Data surged into ship memory banks, incomplete blueprints for consciousness shielding, early-stage mind-state migration, and neural resonance hiding protocols. This is revolutionary, Sarah whispered. This could reshape the entire human species. And paint a target bigger than ever, Hale replied grimly, only if you broadcast it. Secrecy is survival. Silence fell. I looked through the viewport at the City of Light, an impossible beauty born from extinction's crucible. We'd come seeking new worlds, instead, we found humanity's possible end. Or rebirth. Captain Hale turned to us, carrying the weight of command heavier than ever. We go home, he said quietly. Sarah looked stunned. After all this? We have 5 billion lives waiting on Earth who don't know a cosmic predator exists. And if we stay silent? They die unaware. I nodded. We had not crossed the infinite stars to merely record wonders, we had crossed them to deliver a warning. The keeper's final words resonated as we initiated departure. Remember, children of dawn, the universe does not fear you yet, but it will. The horizon slipped free from the keeper's sanctuary without ceremony. No parting lights, no farewell harmonics. The city of silence faded behind us like a dream receding from memory. We reactivated partial neural dampening for the outbound flight. Not enough to dull thought, only to keep our resonance below detection thresholds. The weight of suppression pressed gently against the mind like thin atmospheric fog. Our awareness remained clear, but emotion stayed muted. A strange emotional numbness wrapped our every word. We're not who we were when we left Earth, Sarah said quietly. No, I replied. And neither is the universe. Captain Hale monitored the new stealth corridor plotted by the Keeper's data. It wound through gravity hollows, regions too thin in space-time texture to carry stable quantum signatures, natural blind spots where the caller's perception couldn't anchor. For days, maybe weeks, time lost meaning when consciousness is half-muted. Our voyage passed without disturbance. Then the whisper returned. I felt it first, not as sound, but as pressure, a faint mental ache crawling along the back of consciousness. Captain, I said carefully. Something's touching our mind-space periphery. Sarah's screens flickered. Micro-resonance spike detected, scatter spectrum. It's not direct tracking, more like a wide-area search net. They're sweeping the corridors. Hale realized. They know something escaped. The anomaly intensified, whispers fluttered at the edge of awareness, unintelligible fragments of thought that weren't our own. We strengthened suppression fields, still the whispers deepened. They're narrowing the search radius, Sarah warned. Our stealth is holding but not perfectly. The Keeper's data scramble protocols remained untested. Hale didn't hesitate. Engage decoy echo. Sarah initiated the subroutine. The ship expelled controlled neural frequency bursts backwards into the corridor, pre-recorded ghost echoes of our own consciousness imprints, designed to lure callers away from our real path. The whispers swelled, then shifted direction. They bit. Sarah breathed. For the moment, the stars drifted back into mapping range, recognizable constellations barely re-emerging. We were approaching the outer edge of human-explored territory, the deep survey halos beyond Earth's colonial system. None of us celebrated. Proximity was danger. Humanity was loud in the psychic spectrum. Every broadcast, every thought wave network across Earth produced resonance bursts that would look like a supernova flare to the callers. And we were dragging the knowledge straight home. Suddenly, the decoy signal collapsed. "Captain," Sarah whispered urgently. They didn't follow it fully. Something peeled away. A freezing silence filled the bridge. "Narrow vector pursuit," she continued. "Localized spatial bleed forming ahead, not behind." My blood went cold. "They anticipated the decoy," I said. "They're cutting us off." The starfield twisted forward, a distortion forming directly in our flight path. The callers had learned fast. Within the distortion, shadow geometries flickered like living smoke, stretching toward our space corridor. "Emergency evasive turn, 40 degrees port," Hale commanded. The horizon banked hard, engines screaming as navigational safety limits were obliterated. Artificial gravity buckled, weightless for a split second, then slammed back, but the shadow followed, their phase skipping. Sarah cried. Short hops through near-dimension bleed. Power drained as the suppression coils fought the rising psychic assault. Whispers flooded our minds again, alien fear mirrored onto us. Predatory curiosity sharpened into hunger. "They're close," I gasped. Hale activated an untested protocol. "Quantum blindfold, now." Sarah executed the code. Every neural dampener flared to maximum output. Our consciousness plunged downward, not unconsciousness, but a deliberate flattening into near-zero coherence. The chatter ceased instantly. The shadow flickered, then wavered, unable to lock onto us. All thoughts slowed to a distant haze. Then, silence. We drifted blind. Minutes later, Sarah gradually returned us to baseline awareness. The distortion ahead unraveled, empty space once more. The callers had lost the trail again, for now, but the truth was undeniable. "They adapt," Sarah whispered. Hale's expression hardened. "Every encounter teaches them how to hunt us better." Earth appeared as a distant blue dot on maximal zoom, our home, beautiful and fragile. I felt a surge of emotion pierce the suppression haze. "We can't just bring warnings," I murmured. "We have to bring a transformation." Hale nodded slowly. "We don't have much time." Sensor arrays pinged. Human long-range beacon networks were within detection range. Civilization noise flooded the cosmic spectrum like roaring flame, and beyond, unseen, ancient listeners were awakening. Earth came into full view as the horizon slipped through planetary approach corridors, a radiant sphere of blue oceans and swirling clouds glowing beneath the infinite black. Home, for the first time since leaving the void passages, emotions surged beyond the suppression veil. Awe, relief, fear, but there was no time for sentiment. The moment we crossed civilian broadcast range, weapon locks from orbital defense grids brushed our hull, automated safety pings, standard identity verification. Sarah uploaded clearance codes. The horizon signature was confirmed. yet a silence followed that wasn't standard protocol. We were directed off civilian lanes, toward military docking sectors. Hale's jaw clenched. They already flagged us. Earth was loud. Billions of minds thrummed psychically into the cosmic spectrum. I could almost feel the background roar vibrate inside my skull. They don't know what noise they're making, I whispered. At docking Spire Epsilon 12, uniformed security teams met us, not poorly disguised curiosity, but tight discipline. Behind them stood officials of the Global Space Council and Defense Intelligence, no welcome. Only evaluation. Inside the debrief chamber, we sat beneath harsh white lights while layered sensor arrays scanned our neural fields. You've been gone for 14 months, one analyst stated flatly. Your logs contain references to entities consuming consciousness. Explain. I tried to relay everything: the corridor, the callers, the keepers, extinction evidence, the sanctuary, the blueprints. Faces shifted from interest to doubt, hallucination layered on prolonged exposure psychosis. One medical consul murmured, neurological artifact contamination, suggested another. They think we went mad, Sarah whispered. Hale slammed his palm onto the table. Play the neural imprint archive. Projected memory recordings filled the chamber, impossible waveforms from the corridor, psychic echo traces of the caller's probing signatures, fractal translations from the keeper's transmissions. Silence followed. The analyst stared. One of the black uniformed officials finally spoke. If this is real. It is, Hale growled. Then public dissemination is not an option. What? I snapped. Panic edged across the room like a ripple. This knowledge destabilizes civilization, the official replied calmly. A cosmic predator feeding on human thought. The panic alone could wipe out global coherence networks. You'd hide extinction risk. Sarah hissed, better than instant collapse. I leaned forward. The callers learn from exposure. Broadcast hysteria will shine a psychic beacon brighter than any radio signal. They'll find Earth faster. A tense murmur swept the council desk. So you agree secrecy is necessary, the official said, not suppression, Hale countered. Preparation. And yet, the council discarded our ascension blueprints as theoretical speculation. The keeper's warnings, unverified alien intelligence. The psychic hunting evidence, correlative, not causal. They archived our entire report under closed research classification, public release forbidden, civil media, sanitized narrative only, mission anomalies observed, crew experiencing extended stress symptoms, further investigation pending. Sarah trembled with fury. They're burying it. They're scared, Hale replied. And fear breeds silence. That night, barred from broadcasting platforms and placed under medical observation, we regrouped privately in the horizon's darkened bridge. If they don't teach humanity to cloak consciousness, Sarah whispered, Earth will remain a beacon. We must convince someone higher, I said. Someone who doesn't fear truth. Hale stared at Earth rotating below. Power structures depend on public ignorance. They'll never reveal this voluntarily. So what do we do? Sarah asked, the question hung like the stars. Then Hale said the quiet thing none of us wanted to think, we go rogue. Silence followed, we leak fragments selectively, he continued. Not mass broadcast panic. Controlled dissemination to scientists, neural engineers, consciousness theorists, those capable of developing resonance cloaking. We'll be hunted by our own governments, Sarah said, better than being hunted by cosmic predators, Hale replied. In the shadows of the bridge, I felt the ever-present pressure of the suppression veil, a fragile wall between thought and detection. We escaped the callers, I said softly. But now we're fugitives on our own world. Outside, Earth glowed, unaware that the universe had begun listening, and someone, somewhere beyond space, had already learned where to find us. We didn't run, we hid in plain sight. The horizon remained docked under medical evaluation protocols, a procedural cage with thousands of blind spots hidden inside its bureaucracy. Earth orbit bustled around us, cargo freighters, research shuttles, commuter arcs, none aware that the greatest threat to the species drifted unseen beyond time itself. Sarah located the locked network branch first. They routed all deep space research through a Tier 3 black channel, she whispered. Supposedly for quarantine review. Perfect, a channel nobody monitored in real time, Hale nodded. That's our window. We didn't plan to expose everything, that would have been catastrophic, a psychic super flare for the callers. Instead, I prepared surgical disclosure, quiet seeds of truth sent only to selected minds, astrophysicists, neuroengineers, quantum cognition theorists, not panic, preparation. Each data packet contained the physics of conscious resonance cloaking, the keeper's brain-quiet harmonics model, early-stage protocols of ascension shielding, limited but foundational. We embedded psychological dampers inside the packages, information revealed gradually to avoid shock-driven psychic flares. At 3:42 orbital time, we transmitted, for 3 minutes exactly, no open networks, no headlines, just controlled knowledge injection through black channel relay nodes, then we shut everything down. Sarah exhaled shakily. That's all we can do. But the universe noticed, almost instantly, the suppression coils surged, alarms flashing red. Captain, massive psychic spectrum spike detected. Sarah cried, from Earth? Hale demanded, no, from deep space. The callers had felt something ripple, not the broadcast itself, but the flare of heightened cognition as select recipients began processing the truth. Understanding itself had become noise. They triangulated thought clusters, I whispered. The starfield beyond Earth blurred, thin distortion veils forming along vectors aligned with the affected researchers' mental networks. They're coming, Sarah said. Panic flickered, quickly crushed. Hale remained steady. We've bought humanity a chance, he said quietly. Now we hold the line. He transmitted emergency clearance overrides we no longer legally possessed. The horizon detached from station clamps. What's the plan? Sarah asked. We intercept. My breath hitched. Intercept an extra-dimensional predator? Hale met my eyes. If we don't slow them, they'll reach Earth within weeks. Even with suppression cloaks. They'll probe until something breaks. The horizon swung into stealth cruise, engines silent as phase distortion coatings activated. Ahead, faint shimmer scars marked the early stage breach points. They're pushing corridors again, Sarah warned. We approached the nearest forming gate. This one was unstable, small, a newborn veil swirling with chaotic spatial stress. Within it, movement, shadows threading inwards. The same skeletal geometries I remembered from beyond the passage. They're testing the water, I whispered. Hale keyed forward thrusters, charged the mind resonance bomb. Sarah stared at him. We only theorized that device, it's never been field tested. No other weapon can interact with non-physical cognition entities. Hale replied calmly. It's our only shot. The bomb wasn't explosive in conventional sense, It used mirrored neural wave collapse, temporarily flooding a region with meaningless white noise consciousness patterns, mentally blinding anything feeding on structured awareness. I armed the payload. We drifted within strike range of the distortion gate. The shadows inside writhed, drawn to us. They sense us, I said. That's the point, Hale replied. He maneuvered so the bomb floated between horizon and the gateway. Deploy. Sarah ejected the device. A featureless silver sphere drifted toward the shimmering breach, its core activated. For one terrible moment, nothing happened. Then the sphere erupted, not with light, but with an invisible shockwave that punched through reality itself. Our minds went completely blank. Time dissolved. A deafening silence swallowed the universe. Then, sensation came rushing back. The gate convulsed violently. Light twisting into knots, shadows tearing apart as if consciousness itself had become poison. The breach collapsed inward. Gone, alarms echoed, psychic contact severed. Sarah cried. They lost that corridor. We stared at the now empty space. For the first time, we had wounded the predators of the void, but victory tasted bitter. They'll recover, I said softly. Yes, Hale nodded. But now they know, we will fight. Earth glowed behind us, beautiful, unknowing, however brief. We had bought time. Silence returned after the corridor collapsed, not the oppressive void we had once feared, but a quiet laced with breath. Earth spun behind us, vast and blue, unaware of how close annihilation had come. No celebrations followed our impossible defense. Only fatigue. The kind that sinks into bones and thoughts alike, the exhaustion of standing between innocence and extinction. Sarah slumped into her seat. We bought them weeks. Maybe months. Or years, Hale replied softly. If humanity learns fast. I opened the data channel, pulling up confirmation pings from multiple Black Channel recipients, research initiatives activated, neural cloaking prototypes entering trial mode. Quantum cognition shielding projects receiving silent emergency funding. Our seeds were sprouting, but the suppression coils shuddered again, a reminder that victory was temporary. They're still out there, I murmured. And they always will be, Hale answered. The callers were not an evil to defeat, they were a cosmic filter. Nobody knew how many civilizations had failed their test. But now, humanity had a chance. The Keeper's final designs hovered on my display, the true Ascension Protocol, not full conversion into energy beings, not abandonment of physical form, something gentler, dual-state consciousness, a hybrid form, human minds able to dampen outward resonance while internally expanding awareness into multi-layer perception, silent on the outside. Luminous within, evolution guided, not forced, a whisper rather than a shout into space. We can't release it all at once, Sarah said. Too radical. It'll shatter society. We don't need everyone, Hale replied thoughtfully. We need pioneers. The first generation of resonant walkers, volunteers trained to mask cognitive signals while exploring advanced perception states, humanity's first step beyond psychic prey status. Our ship became the hidden training cradle, not explorers anymore, teachers. The horizon of our destiny shifted, days passed, public news remained calm, no sign anyone outside select circles sensed the proximity of the callers. But deep within shadow research facilities and silence-shielded academies, humanity quietly changed course. One evening, while monitoring void telemetry, Sarah spoke softly. Do you ever wish we could go back to before we knew? I asked. Yes. I looked out at Earth, cities glowing like constellations stitched across continents. No, I answered. Truth never feels safe, but it's the only way to grow. An alarm chimed gently, long-range detection, microdistortion sweep gestures traced the far reaches of space. They're testing the edges again, Sarah murmured. Hale smiled grimly. Let them. The horizon angled outward, not running now, but waiting, not prey, guardians. The Keeper's final message replayed through memory channels. Children of dawn, when you walk silently through the stars, you will no longer be consumed by the dark that listens. I began my final mission log. This is Horizon 1. We did not find new worlds. We found our next state of being. The universe is not meant to be conquered, it is meant to be entered quietly, and one day, when humanity steps beyond fear and noise into the vast cosmic silence, we will not be hunted, we will be welcomed. Outside the viewport, the stars glimmered not like distant threats, but like open doors.